up, you guys? So we are here. This is one of our final live streams of the season. It's a season finale of the Real Housewives of Potomac, and I am here with the Kempire and the lovely Grace Report. What's up, you guys?
Hey.
So we're gonna get into what's up, Grace?
Hey, not much.
We're going to get into the season finale and everything that went on this season of the Real Housewives of Potomac. But before we get into the show, I always have to ask you guys, what did you think of the episode? If you had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate it? And I will start with Grace Report.
You know what? I was thinking about that while I was watching it. Honestly, the episode kind of depressed me a little bit. It felt very mean as an episode, to be honest. So I would rate it kind of low. I would think I would go with like a 5-ish as a finale. It just wasn't bringing it for me.
When you say it felt mean, what do you mean?
Just like the gang ups and stuff like that. The way they kind of ran Karen off with the same, dead horse they've been beating all season, like this again. And just the attitude that Giselle had towards Candace and her event and whatnot felt really gross to me. I didn't like it.
Yeah. What about you, Kempire?
I was leaning towards a 5, but I'll give it a 6 because we do have this big surprise. Of course, it wasn't a surprise to us, but they really were trying to keep it a big surprise with the Juan and Robin wedding. And the wedding was actually really beautiful to me. I thought the wedding was beautiful, like aesthetically. And her home was aesthetically beautiful too. But I wonder how we would feel if we didn't know what we know right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
And all of the rumors, even before what we knew in the last week.
Yeah.
But I probably would rate it a 6.
A 6.
And that's
pretty
being
good.
generous.
Yeah, I would give it about a 6.5. What's up, Soraya? That's my sister, you guys. I would give it like a 6 or a 6.5. The wedding thing, I felt like the flowers were nice. You know what I mean? It gave me beautiful gowns. Yes, but where is the love? You know what I mean? Like, does this man really love you? You know what I mean? So I would give it a 6.5. I do feel the same way, Grace, as far as them kind of like running people off. Like the whole franchise has turned, not franchise, but this particular location has turned into like running people off. Like they ran Chris off, they ran Karen off. Like it's a mean girl type of situation. So I definitely get what you're saying with that.
Yeah.
So the episode opens up with Ashley taking Dean to lunch or dinner or whatever it was. And he was embarrassing her. Like he didn't want to wear a shirt. I guess maybe he didn't have a shirt on in the car. He was like, well, I'm going to put one on now. You know what I mean? And so they go to lunch and Ashley tells Dean that the house that they viewed, that he was running around in, is his house and that he's going to have his own room. So 2 questions. She also says that she purchased the house when she's on the phone with her mom. She says she purchased the house with Michael Darby. So I have 2 questions. One, do y'all think that Dean didn't have his own room in like the condo?
No.
Her baby?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No.
It was small. It was a small condo. It really wasn't meant for, 4 people. So I can see why she said that. I wasn't really judging her too harshly because we knew that they were outgrowing that space with 2 babies.
What about you, Grace?
I could have sworn at a certain point it was mentioned somewhere that like Ashley, when she moved out of the marital bedroom, she was staying in Dean's room, but it might have been Dylan and Dean sharing that room and then Ashley being the 3rd roomie in there or something. I got that vibe.
So it's like a 2-bedroom. Basically, it's a 2-bedroom. I wasn't sure how big it is because it seems like Michael only lets them film in the living room. So I kind of felt like I never got a sense of the entire space. Like it could be a huge space, but we just never saw it. But when she said that, I was like, wow, okay. Your children really don't have their own rooms. Your man allegedly is worth $20 million and you and your children are sharing a room like that. That says a lot to me. That says a lot to me. All right, Zoe, let me figure out how to click on this. I should know by now how to click on this super chat. But I want to thank you for the super chat. We definitely appreciate the support Yes, thank you for the cash register. Okay. All right, there it is.
Oh, there we go.
Thank you. She said, now that the season is over, as a community, can we just agree that this season never happened? I already forgot half the season anyway. Oh, that's a good question. Because this season was a bad one. There were accusations against Chris that never really seemed to like hold water. So I wouldn't mind forgetting this season.
Oh, is that why they gave us a full review of the season at the top of this finale? At first, I was just like, why are we getting such a full recap of the season?
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's for people like Zoe because she's like, I don't want to remember this season. But they're like, yeah, you're going to remember this season.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. So what do y'all think? Uncle Lump told Ashley, don't buy a house with that man. And she did it anyway. What do y'all think about her buying a house in the LLC with Michael?
What's the end game?
God. That's the thing. I don't understand it. And it feels like she's not interested in understanding the implications. I know she went to see that lawyer for a bit, not quotation over lawyer, but went to see because she wasn't serious. We talked about what she was wearing. She looked like she was going to the club or something like that. And she didn't even bring anything to take notes or whatever. And the lawyer told her it wasn't a good idea. Everyone around her told her it wasn't a good idea. Divorced women told her it wasn't a good idea. And she seems not at all interested in understanding the financial implications of what it is that she's doing. It's very serious business. If you're allowing him to pay it and you're thinking you're pulling one over on him, he's 10 steps ahead of you. That might mean something that like he owns it in the end or whatever when you finally do decide to get divorced, if they really are even divorcing.
Yeah, I feel the same way. It's a bad idea, but I also feel like Ashley, I mean, those daddy issues must be deep. They must be deep because it's like she got a daddy. Like, to me, what he's doing, like, allegedly, I guess he's going to help her pay the mortgage, which is a bad idea. In general, I think buying a house where you can't afford the mortgage by yourself is a bad idea. But, you know, I guess he's going to help her with it. It's kind of like a dad. Like, I don't feel like she's severing ties with him like she says she is because she still wants money from him. You know what I mean? She still wants money from him.
She said it even in her confessional. It's dumb.
Well, maybe she's dumb. Like, maybe she's not as smart. Like, she tries to present herself as smart on the show, but we see she's not getting alimony. After all of that, she's not even getting alimony, probably only child support. The house she has is really in his name. You know, maybe she's not as smart as she presented herself.
Layla, you live down in that area. Is that the normal price? Look, I live in New York City, and even I was sort of like $13,000 a month.
Yeah, it didn't look that big to me.
Right? Or even worth $13,000 a month.
I could see maybe 5.
Okay.
But also, I live out in the country. I don't live actually in the DMV. I live not too far from Surrey. So to me, like that house in Surrey, you could probably get that maybe like between 2 and 3.
Damn.
2 and 3,000 a month in Surrey. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
Where is she? Like Maryland, Virginia?
I think she's in Arlington, Virginia, which is the city. Like she's in the center of the city. The same with that condo. It's in the center of the city. So that's why it costs so much. And so I'm gonna find your other super chat. I'm gonna find it in a second. I can't find it right now. But in the next scene, we see Karen talk to Mia. And I felt like Karen flipped this. She talks to Mia, and Mia tells her that at the bachelorette party, like the ladies were gossiping about her basically and saying that she cheats on Ray with, old Blue Eyes, whoever that is. And they were given details of that situation. And Karen's response, we don't see Karen deny it, but we see Karen kind of flip it on Mia and ask her, well, did you defend me? So what did y'all think of Karen's response to that?
I could have sworn she did when she was like, listen, I am the ambassador to Surrey County. I don't do that.
I know that's right, Karen.
I don't feel like this was Karen's episode. I feel like Karen, for those that may have believed, oh no, Karen's innocent, there's no cheating going on, I don't know who those people are, but there are a sector of Karen fans that don't believe it and defend her at all costs, like they defend Robin. But I have to say, this episode made me like, oh damn, these rumors are true. I really, after watching this episode, I was like, oh, the rumors are true, because I don't feel like she really defended herself. Because if it was me and people were making accusations about me and my marriage that were completely false, my reaction would be completely different.
Yeah.
But
But
her
after
flipping it
years,
on Mia, I was sort
yeah.
of like, that's not the bigger issue here. The bigger issue is them talking about you, calling you a prostitute, and that you're slaying men in the bathroom. And y'all notice how Mia always put a little funk on any story she tells? I can never, ever believe anything that comes out of her mouth.
Yeah, her and Giselle, they put a little sauce on, a little stink sauce on it. Yeah, definitely.
You know, Giselle upset me at the end when she straight up lied and she told Karen that Mia called her a prostitute, a prostitute. I was like, okay, there's like adding sauce and then straight up lying. And it's really gross, especially when it's a rumor like that. It's gross, like that she would lie on Mia like that and then like put that to Karen, like that kind of energy. I don't know.
Yeah,
See, that's what
in front of Ray. In front of Ray. Like, how you gonna do that?
Oh, it's because she's bitter. She's all alone. She doesn't want to be alone, but no one wants to be with her. And she's upset about it. She wants to break up every marriage. And that's what made the episode so icky to me. It started there and just kept going, lower.
It's been like that all season, especially with Giselle. Look, I think we've said this over the years that Giselle has been a producer, but it was so obvious this season. It's like she leaned into being a producer. She had no storyline in sight. We get one episode with her and her daughters, and then we get one at the end of the season after she's been stirring the pot all season. It's like, girl, do you have anything going on with you? And we do not. Do you, ladies, do you believe that her and Steve are dating?
No,
we're dating.
Her daughters don't seem to believe it, so why should I? They have no commentary, so neither do I. They had nothing to say about that.
And that's why she has in her confessional add to their non-response. They're like, my daughters know I'm not really focused on dating right now. I'm focused on them. No, they didn't want to lie.
Right. They are so funny to me. I love her daughters.
I love her
daughters. Shout out to Ty's Hot Mess History. Thank you for the super chat. She said, remember that Ashley's tagline is something about a plot twist. Well, little did she know that Michael was going to pull that plot twist on her. No money, honey. He was not going to be played. I've always felt that way. Like when it comes to real estate, like, he's really good at what he does professionally. And so Ashley, coming up from under the bridge, thinking she's going to play him, like, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Like, you're not going to outsmart him. Like, no offense to anybody who might take offense, but you're not going to outsmart him in that way. And so I wasn't surprised that she's not getting alimony, and she played herself all that time, all that effort, all that energy. Like, I believe she's in her early 30s. Like, she spent her whole 20s with that man and has babies to show for it. You know what I'm saying? Not in a bad way, but it just is what it is.
Yeah. I agree with Naya. Not from under the bridge. Me, I was like, oh.
But I think she wanted a father figure, and that's what she got. So
yeah.
What's up, Mims? Mims dropped some hot tea this morning. Mims said the season fell flat because Candace and Karen didn't react to Giselle's plot to destroy them this season. Baseless accusations do not a season make. I agree. I think Giselle's ruining the show with these fake plot lines. Like, let it be authentic. Like, when they say they sit down and have these meetings about what's going to be on the show, maybe they shouldn't do that. Maybe they should just speak with producers about what's going on in their real life. And maybe producers can dig up something like the whole thing with Jacqueline and Mia and Jacqueline's mom. Apparently, Mia has a closer relationship with Jacqueline's mom. Like, maybe they can dig into like real stories.
Yeah.
I would love that. I miss the fun, lighthearted, days, not the drag you, ruin your life era we're in.
Yeah. It's not fun to watch. But we did see a tour of Robin's home. Robin invited her parents over, and it was nice to see her parents. And she gave them a tour of her home. What did y'all think of her new home?
Gorgeous. She should have helped her friend out.
Yeah.
It really was. It was a gorgeous decor. I'm shocked that we got this on the season finale, because she's been in the home for a long time, unless maybe she was been decorating the entire season and they didn't want to show it yet, and now it was done. So, and it's also her final season. So let's finalize everything. Let's see the new home. Let's see the wedding. Okay, we're good. Bye, Robin.
That's enough. Salute
Mhm.
to you, Robin. What's up, Trent? Trent, thank you for the cash app or the super chat. Trent said Karen might be a prostitute. She bailed Ray out of his she bailed Ray out of his multi-million-dollar tax debt with her 200K Bravo check. Like it doesn't make sense. You
I
guys,
agree. Mhm.
oh, you do? You agree?
No, I agree that it doesn't make sense that they would accuse her of that when she's out here spending her own money to help her husband. They've been together forever. Come on now.
I don't know. I don't know. I think she has money just from being with Ray. Like he doesn't seem like how Michael seems like he controls the purse strings with Ashley. Like I wouldn't be surprised if Ashley has given Michael her money from this show, but Ray seems a little bit different. So she
Yeah.
might have money from being with Ray.
And I think he's helped her in this journey of, building her business and her brand. Remember, he's done this before. So there's a level of business wisdom that he has that I can see that he's embarking upon with Karen. I don't feel like Michael Darby did that for Ashley.
Yeah.
Good point. Yeah.
So when Robin's parents are at her home, she makes the announcement that they're not invited to her wedding. And this is what's been killing me this whole season. Like, how are you getting married and your parents are not there? And it's an actual wedding. It's not justice of the peace. It's an actual wedding and you're not inviting your parents. Could you guys ever do that? Could y'all ever get married and not have your parents present?
Yes.
I could. Yes. Oh, you too, Kempa? Yes.
Well, but that's the thing. I think everyone's relationship is different with their parents. But in this particular case, I feel like there's no estrangement with your parents. There's no issue with your parents. If anything, your parents have been parents to both of you, the bride and groom. So I think that's what stood out to a lot of people. People have different relationships with their parents. And that's why I'm not just necessarily speaking for myself. I'm speaking for the general audience that I feel there are people that would not invite their parents to their wedding. But in this particular situation with Robin and Juan, these two individuals have been by your side since 1996. And well, of course, Robin a lot longer and supported this relationship. So why wouldn't you invite them? I don't care about the cousins. I don't care about Giselle. Who cares? None of them are going to have a problem if you invite the two parents that you both only know.
Right.
Her excuse was so flimsy. The whole, then it'll be the siblings and the aunts. No, you could even just do parents. I think your siblings would be okay with it. If my siblings did that, better for me, because remember, I live abroad. So it's a lot of money for people to come if I were to do a wedding, or for me to go if they were to do one. So it's not a huge deal to me. And I don't really care for weddings. I'm like team courthouse, team elope, that kind of vibe.
Wait,
Grace. And so, someone said,
I just want to point out the courthouse in Paris.
Gorgeous.
I would get married there because it's not like the courthouses here in the United States. Just want to point that out.
Exactly. They are beautiful. Even our Starbuckses can be absolutely gorgeous. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen me at like really beautiful Starbuckses.
Yeah, I have actually.
So like, it's not a huge deal to me. Like if my siblings only wanted the parents there, whatever, all the better for me. And then if you include the siblings, I don't think the aunts or the cousins would automatically want to come because it's immediate family, which is different from extended family.
I think they would want to come, but I think it's okay to tell them no. Like I would just have like Robin's parents because they've been so instrumental. And then also Juan's dad, the biological dad that he found, I would invite him too, even though he hasn't, been there when Juan was growing up. It seems like they're trying to forge a relationship. And he is family, like they're all like family, they're biological family. So I would invite him too. But I couldn't do it like.
But I could understand if they didn't invite him either. I could understand if they didn't invite him and they just wanted to invite the two people. But I feel like she's been trying this entire season to have her own scenes. And these are part of those scenes, these really pre-produced 4 scenes. Yeah. And now, Mom, I'm going to bring you guys on over so we can film a scene and tell you how we're planning this wedding that you're not invited to.
Yeah.
Girl. Thank you for your services. Goodbye.
Let me catch up on some of these super chats. It's me, MK, said Karen was right in not addressing the rumors. It's best to not give air to the rumors. Never complain, never explain. Now, I do agree with that. Never explain yourself.
No.
Even though I do think she's in an open relationship.
Yeah. I mean, and this episode really kind of sealed the deal for me.
Especially how Ray kept walking away, like, I don't want to hear this. I was like, wait a minute, Ray,
Yeah.
you really like let this go on and just walked away.
He's not
Like,
supposed to know. That's
yeah.
one of their rules.
Yes, that's what it gave me. Dana said, "Do we think Karen and Ray have an agreement? He's clearly not able to please her, allegedly."
See, no Ray slander, because if this is their agreement, we love Ray Huger. Poor thing.
You know, Mia explained it very well because she's in a similar relationship where, like, you know, a young lady gets with a successful older man, and, like, you know, at a certain point, it's hard for men to, you know, keep it up, I think, or like to move. So they make an agreement where you can go ahead, but like our emotional stuff stays between us, which I understand.
Yeah, I can see it too, and it's kind of nice of him if it's true.
Exactly.
Ali said Michael is going to kick Ashley out of his house when the youngest turns 18.
Yes, I agree. He's not paying 13,000 whatever per month for nothing. It's all strategically in his favor.
She is such a fool. Did she not see that?
She called herself dumb in her confessional.
Well, I think she's right. Yeah.
What is that called? When you're smart enough to know you're making a dumb decision, but you're making it anyway. Are you actually dumb, or are you just self-sabotaging? What is that?
Maybe it's self-sabotage. Maybe.
Right.
I don't know. Like, I'm really trying to figure out what the end game is here for her. At first, I was like, oh, maybe she's playing this out. And I'm like, okay. Mm-hmm. But now we're here. No alimony. His name is on the mortgage. Girl, you are dumb.
I wouldn't be surprised if she's not even getting child support, because it seems like they're not doing those type of court type things. You know what I mean? Like they have an agreement. And remember, he wanted her to sign some proposal he drew up for the divorce instead of, you know, going through the court system. So I wouldn't be surprised if she's not getting child support, alimony. All she's getting is him paying on this house that's probably really his house anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up, Sheridan? Sheridan is also a YouTuber. I think you can type in Sheridan Davis. If I'm not mistaken, that's the name of her channel. She said, "Child, get Red Robin Yum off this show. Love y'all." Love you too, Sheridan.
Yum, y'all.
Red Robin.
Pink Kitty 68, thank you for the super chat. She said, "SFO courthouse is gorgeous, not just Paris."
Nice.
I was going to say the same thing. My cousin got married at a courthouse in Atlanta, but it's like this elaborate courthouse. Like it's not in use anymore. It's like an event.
It must be just New York.
Maybe.
Don't worry, Ottawa's the same. My hometown, the city hall, whatever. No, not the business.
Right, guys. So then we have the scene where Mia, being that it's the season finale, like they're closing up these storylines. And one of the bigger storylines this season was cancer, no cancer, like what it's going to be. So we go to the doctor with Mia and Gordon, and it turns out that Mia has a rash. Like after all of this, you know, the cancer scare, they say it could have been a certain type of, I guess, disease. But it's not even that, it's a rash.
Well, come on. Stop. She said like it's a rash. I don't know if it's necessarily a rash.
Well, I thought the doctor agreed with her when she said that. I thought the doctor or the nurse was like, yeah.
No, these were her exact words. Like it's a rash.
And the sarcoidosis or whatever. She like described something, and then she said it was a disease. And then Gordon, he used pretty good serious language, and then the doctor diminished it to like kind of like a rash. So it was confusing. Like, what is this?
I felt like the doctor agreed when they said kind of like a rash. Yeah. I felt like the doctor was like, yeah, because they said it wasn't sarcoidosis, or I don't know how to pronounce it, but they said it wasn't that. Mm-hmm. So. And I'm familiar with that. I interviewed somebody on my channel about that, and they said, you know, they said it wasn't that. Oh, Mrs. House. Y'all can read what it is. She said, "Will Michael be alive when their kids are 18 plus?" Now, I don't know how old he is now.
60s, I think. He's like 60s.
So he'll be.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. I do think that's something to think about, though. When you have kids with like an older man, like you got to really think about it.
Yeah,
Ooh,
like Alec Baldwin, he's like 73, 70 something, and he has like a newborn and a bunch of like really young kids. It's kind of sad. It's scary.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Dana said, Kempire, I love Ray, but if he can't, hashtag
Hashtag
agreement.
agreement.
Like I said, I think that's nice. If that's true, I think that's really generous of Ray.
I couldn't do it.
No.
You couldn't be in that type of
You
relationship.
stuck with me and my limp, you know what? Mm.
I feel like I would agree to it, but then in the
Mhm.
end, I'd be like, no, like I'd be like, I really love you. I can't do it.
I
But I
think he
think,
agrees to it, but he's like, I don't want to know anything about it.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
that's why we see what we see in this episode.
Mhm.
I don't know if could agree to that. And then do a reality show too.
right.
So many of my friends do that, and they're like my age. They're like early 30s, and they have like these kinds of relationships where it's like, okay, I just don't want to know about it. Like the attitude is so different, I find, about it. So
Mhm.
I don't know. My attitude is still very much like no, but you
Yeah.
never know.
I mean, I feel
Do
like
you
that's
think it's the
become
culture?
normalized, especially in
Mm.
the LGBT community.
Yes.
Well, not we, they have been doing it for a long time.
Yes, it's all my gay friends. They're like so confident about it. I'm like, all right, y'all.
I mean, good for them. I just like I mean, I say that now. Who knows? 20 years from now, and well, how old is Ray?
Like
He's
80.
oh, 80?
Oh
I
well,
would say
damn.
70.
Okay, well, 40 something years from now, we'll see.
Mm-hmm. I feel like you'll get bored yourself. I probably will get bored after that much time. I feel like anybody would. And then you kind of wanted something a little different, no? That's what I think.
Let's revisit in 40 years.
Thank you, Sean, for the super chat. Sean said Ashley got sold on Michael, allowing her to keep Bravo checks, not realizing that was to his favor, not hers. Possibly. I think it's something going on there financially where I think all around Ashley played herself.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for the super chat, Natty. Natty said, huge fan from South Africa here. Thank you. Cherise has proven to us that she is willing to say and do anything to be on Real Housewives of Potomac. And I'm sorry, but that wedding scene was given afterthought from Bravo's side. Okay, so this is one of the questions I had for you guys when I was watching the show. Excuse me. The first time Robin was on Watch What Happens Live, she and Andy both said that her wedding wasn't on this season. Like Andy said
Mm-hmm.
something about her wedding, and she said, "Wait and see." And Andy was like, "But it's not on this season." That was a few weeks ago. But now it turns out her wedding is on this season. So, do you guys think that was like a last minute addition, or were they just trying to be private about it?
I mean, she did say on Watch What Happens Live, oh, Andy was in on the joke, and that's why he said what he said a few weeks ago.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't know. It did seem like an afterthought. Maybe production didn't plan to film it this season, and she may have told them, "Well, we've decided that we're going to get married on this date. If you guys want to film it." That's the way I felt. It did feel very last minute.
Mm-hmm.
Homegirl said that she has a friend that knows several that owns several different wedding venues. So why are we going in Jamaica?
But why do you need a friend? Like, if you're wealthy, I don't know. I didn't get it. Like, if you're a normal person, maybe a friend can hook you up. But if you're wealthy, why do you have to have a friend to hook you up with a
Who's
wedding?
wealthy?
Allegedly, everybody on the show is supposed to be wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
They're supposed to be wealthy.
Grace.
I don't know.
Grace told us the last few weeks.
I don't think, no. I think it was mainly because she wanted a last minute venue, and so she needed like something in that respect. I think that's
Oh,
mainly why
last
she
minute.
went
Okay,
for
the timing.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Grace saving the day. Okay. Thank you for the super chat, Pink Kitty. Pink Kitty said, "Is the agreement okay when women can't have sex?" I would say no. I don't. The way I'm reading this, I would say no. But what do y'all think?
I don't get it. What does it mean? Sorry.
I'm thinking, wait, is the agreement okay when women can't have sex? I think if it's an agreement, that means vice versa. But you know how men can do. Sometimes they're like, nope. But if it's an agreement where both parties agree to it, even depending on if it's, oh, I'm sleeping with this person or you're sleeping with this person. Look, Whatever works for y'all. Look, no judgments. Get this
No
off my
judgment here.
screen. I'm tired.
I would say that too. No judgment here either. If Karen is in an open relationship, if Mia is in a swinging relationship, whatever they're doing, if they agree, they're all consenting adults. So to me, it's no judgment. It's no judgment. Mina Hill said, I don't think any of the storylines were wrapped up. Lackluster finale.
Yeah.
The storyline with Giselle and Chris definitely wasn't wrapped up because they never even talked.
No.
So after all of that, yeah, they never even talked.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say, Robin's though storyline was wrapped up for me. I think that's probably the only storyline that was wrapped up.
I like the shade they threw at the end where they were like, by the way, he cheated on her before this wedding. They claim things are better, but yes, it is. I was like, Culver.
Yes. 5 months later, Robin admitted that Juan had been inappropriately communicating with another woman prior to their wedding. The couple claims to have worked through the issue.
I think production's pissed at her.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. As they should be. You are not important enough to be playing like that. Kenya could have gotten away with it because she was like a fave. She was carrying. But Robin, no.
Because the rumor on the street is that look, this was a rumor from a while back when there was a rumor that she was being fired a while ago. But part of that rumor was that production already didn't believe the relationship because they see things behind the scenes and they're not convinced in this relationship. So that she was given a warning, allegedly, to either get married or have a baby. You saw last season, all of a sudden we had this baby rumor. This season, when they bring it up, when Charisse brings it up, she's like, oh, no. Right. Oh, really? And I believe the fact that she had a real story to tell and she decided not to tell it, I'm sure that's like a slap in their face. Like, we've been begging you to give us something and you have not given it to us. And now all of a sudden, no, I think it might be done. And I think that's the difference. We know a lot of housewives don't share every single detail of their lives on this show, or they give us a fake narrative, but it's very rare that the housewife is caught.
Right.
Right. Absolutely. And her excuses were so weak on Watch What Happens Live, by the way. It wasn't like top of mind. Girl, you were talking about like infidelity clauses. What do you mean?
Yeah. So it was definitely there.
Andy said that the infidelity clause, they decided not to do it. He dropped that tea about the reunion.
Yeah, she's another one, less than smart.
Because they're not married. We need to see the certificate. I don't believe they're married. I don't.
She also said that. She's like, you can find the certificate. And I was like, really? Because everybody's looking. We can't find the certificate.
Exactly. Nope. And it's public record, is it not? Because you see stories about people getting the certificate, then when they validate it. So we got news of her getting it, but there's no news of it being validated. So I don't believe it yet.
Yeah, we're gonna have to check on that. I don't know that I believe it either. I actually hope she didn't marry him again, but she's coming off, like I said, less than smart. Like, the more I watch this show, the more I see like these ladies are not who they pretend to be. And so I kind of like hope she's not married to him, but I think she is. I think she did marry him again. I really do. Grace, this question was for you. Pink Kitty said, I know French people must be your French friends. I think this was when you were talking about kind of like open relationship.
Yes. Yeah, a lot of my French friends, my gay friends, I should say as well, have open relationships, and I think it's fine. I have some friends in the Netherlands as well who have open relationships. I think it's just like
it's becoming more and more common.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do it though.
I know it's hard. I don't think.
Yeah.
Not the way that I'm set up. But like I said, you never know. I hit Ray's age, all of a sudden I'm like, all right, do what you want to do.
Will J, thank you for the super chat. Will said, none of the cast is capable of dog walking Robin all next season. Example, Karen had the opportunity to get back at Robin for taxes. It was short and unmemorable. And Candace and Wynn have the skill, but they cower to the green-eyed bandits. Rob, I guess that's what it is. Which is true. They don't really go after them. And I don't know if I want them to or not. Like, I don't know if I want to see them go after them, because that's not necessarily what I want on a reality show. But then at the same time, the other girls go after them. They come after Candace and Wendy. So it would only be right if they did.
I don't think they have to go after them, but hold them accountable the way that they try to hold, Candace and Wendy accountable. hold them accountable. I think what people are seeing on this show is that they continuously are cowering to these group of OGs when they could really reign supreme on this show. We literally, even in this episode, see that conversation that they have in Mexico that we never saw in Mexico between Giselle and Candace. And we're like seeing these fake kisses at Candace's video premiere party. We're like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Like, where did this come from?
That irritated me so much because I started making videos on this on TikTok, maybe last episode, or about how Wendy and Candace are like totally missing out on their opportunities to flip the Senate. And RHOP, like Candace at her own thing, telling the girls who came up with these disgusting allegations that were fake about her husband, I love you, it's all love. Are you okay? You know, and Wendy a couple of weeks ago, let's get friendship bracelets. Are you okay? Like, what is this? They should have teamed up with Karen.
Waddle said Mia was diagnosed with sarcoidosis, the same disease that took out Bernie Mac. It can be deadly. I'm not surprised the doctors dumb down their language to explain it to her. Don't want her to panic. I could have sworn they said we thought it was that, but it's not that. And then G was like, or one of them was like, so it's something like a rash. I thought that was a possible diagnosis, and that's why they were going through all of this. But then they were like, it's not that.
Well, in all fairness, and I'm not here to defend Mia. In all fairness, a lot of people end up going in because something happens on their body and they don't know what it is. And at the very beginning of them trying to figure out what it is, it seems a lot more serious than it actually is. But by the time you figure it out, oh, it's not actually, cancer. So I always kind of had that in the back of my mind when she brought it up. I just didn't love the fact that she put it out on social media. But there are regular folks that put things out on social media like, really? You want to put that out? Or their relationship woes, the ups and the downs. Oh, I'm back with this cheater, pumpkin eater. So I feel like she's probably that type of personality.
Yeah.
But I feel as if she went through this whole situation where it was a cancer scare in the beginning, and then it turns out that it wasn't. But she's also a known liar. So it's hard to defend the liar.
Yeah.
I was disappointed. I felt like she was disappointed it wasn't that. Like she just was amping it up. And then when they're in the waiting room, it's crazy that like you could potentially not have much longer to live. And her husband was like, I think you just interpreted it that way. It's not the case. Like she's a drama queen. And I think she gets off on the attention that gives her. There's people like that who will fake having, like, who will shave their hair, they'll shave their eyebrows, they'll create fundraisers, like
Kim Zolciak. Kim Zolciak did something similar the first season of Real Housewives of Atlanta, when she was saying that she had a cancer scare, and it turned out not to be the case.
Not even close. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Thank you for the super chat, Zoe. Zoe said that wedding gave Olivia Pope on Scandal its handle. Let's save face. Juan was hardly on camera on that scene. Look forth. Somebody check on Juan.
No, check on Juan. No, he's just as bad, if not worse. And part of me feels an inkling, maybe because I have a hort, an inkling sorry for Robin going on Watch What Happens Live, trying to explain away his cheating.
That's her choice.
I know, it's her choice. But small part. Small part of me feels bad that she's choosing this for herself and going on a press tour trying to justify his behavior. However, again, she decided this. I think it's a business arrangement. However, we can't forget this is the one that's cheating, and I don't believe the story that he gave her and that she's giving us.
Oh my God, it's so
crazy.
It's so dumb. Just for anyone who missed the story, the girl came out with receipts with Juan's name on the hotel invoice, and so Juan apparently told Robin that the woman lost her credit card. She lost her credit card, and he came in and basically saved the day and booked the hotel for her, but that he didn't actually go in the hotel room. Even though she said she was there to see another man, she didn't call that man, allegedly. She called Juan, which, I mean, even Andy was like, what do you say to people who say that sounds like BS?
I mean, I have to give it to Andy. In that moment, he was asking the questions that a lot of fans have been asking. I'm wondering, because part 3 is supposed to include a one-on-one with Andy.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if there's going to be, like, what else is there to explain? They've already had the conversation. You could say
Well, it
that.
wasn't deep enough for me. It
Oh,
wasn't deep
really?
enough for
Okay.
me. Yeah, it was just, a few questions, maybe like 3 or 4 questions. To me, I felt like she really needs to be challenged on that. I know Juan is probably not there, but Juan really needs to come out and like explain himself, because I don't like when you have to kind of like swallow something, like take it as it's given to you when you know it doesn't make sense. And I feel like that's what she's doing to the RHOP audience, like telling us to take this lie and just
She gives
swallow
the
it.
finger. You saw that at the end? They should have edited that part out. I felt like that was very disrespectful to the audience.
Yeah.
Wait, what? What part?
At the end of her wedding, and she turns around and she gives us the middle finger.
Oh, is that what she did? Okay, I saw her turn around, but I didn't see the middle finger.
I saw
Oh,
the middle finger.
Yeah,
girl.
like Juan's a prize. Like that's you got it all wrong, girl.
That will not age well for her.
It won't. It won't. Candace Jenkins, thank you for the super chat. She said Ashley was so rude walking up to Chris. Kudos to Chris for walking away. He was trying to be polite. You know what I mean? He was trying to be polite. But once Ashley said you still did some things that were questionable, he kind of like lost it. And I do agree. He did the right thing by walking away.
No. And he apologized because he was getting heated in the moment. And I felt like he was avoiding Giselle and Ashley because he was like, you know what? I know they're going to say something that's going to gaslight me, trigger me. I don't want to get in, and I already know how I'm going to react. And I respect him for apologizing in the moment because he was already sort of getting heated and cursing. And then she said that one thing, and I was just like, and Ashley is just forcing these scenes because she is a producer's pet, and people like that are dangerous. And she very much like Giselle this season has been trying to produce scenes. And that's what she wanted to do at this party.
Yeah, she's so desperate and annoying. And imagine the audacity you have to be the type of woman who victim blames actual victims of your creepy husband who grabs people without their consent. You don't consider that questionable. But Chris minding his own business is questionable to you, and you need to confront him about it. All right, girl. Really?
Yeah. That's another one.
She had a question on the threats he was making on Twitter.
Threats. Oh my God.
Thank you for the super chat, Mrs. House. She said, I have enjoyed these women for years. However, this season was awful. Everything was mean-spirited. Just like you said, Grace, everything was mean-spirited. None of them are friends. Charisse, are you really confused that Karen doesn't see it for you? Do better. Now, I had this question because I was trying to recall when Charisse came back this season, obviously she had it out for Karen, but what did Karen do to her to make her come back with such a vengeance for Karen? Do you guys recall what did Karen do to her?
Karen said that, what did she say? She said something about her in Mexico and being, about her friendships and how her friends, she questioned the things that she's done to her friendships and people talk. But to me, it was never, it didn't warrant the level of venom that came from Charisse.
Because it seemed like Charisse was doing that before, Karen even said that. It seemed like she came on the show.
Oh, yeah.
Vengeance against Karen, but it wasn't clear why. Okay, Sean Dudley McClure is breaking it down for us. Sean said, you get a license to get married. You're awarded a marriage certificate after you get married by a duly appointed officiant who signs the certificate. That's the way it works, here in the States. Pink Kitty said Giselle didn't even look at Wendy all season. #sad. And they're supposed to be, sorority sisters. Yeah, I don't know how that works. Thank you for the super chat, Kathy McKenzie. We appreciate your support. Ty said, I love how Grace broke down what Candace and Wendy really needed to do. Yes, join forces, just like they do against y'all. Join forces.
Exactly. Karen is alone fighting those girls. Come on, join her.
Make it worth watching. Thank you for the super chat, Mrs. House. I don't like how flippant people have been with Mia's health. I'm no fan of hers, but I think she was scared and was sharing to encourage others to be checked. Maybe I'm gullible, though.
Maybe a little bit, Mrs. Howe.
That brings up the question about Giselle. Like, Giselle said she basically has to have a hysterectomy on the last episode. She says she has to, have her uterus taken out because of the fibroids, which to me means like the fibroids are really bad if you have to have a whole hysterectomy. But she didn't really share that over the season.
Yeah.
So, I mean, why is she there if she's not I get what this person is saying. Like, at least Mia is sharing her fears, like she's sharing her life. But what is Giselle doing?
Nothing.
Trying to produce scenes.
Mm-hmm.
So what did you guys think? So the final at the season finale is at, Candace's, it's her video release party. What did y'all think of the video?
We didn't really see the entire video though. We only got to see clips of the video.
I like what I saw though. I like what I saw. It kind of reminded me of Destiny's Child, like Bills, 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 with the salon scene. I liked it.
It was definitely high budget this time, as Mia said. The budget is high.
Thank you for the super chat, vegan cookies. I really appreciate these super chats, you guys. She said she didn't have to admit the receipt was real. They could have said it was Photoshop. Oh, okay. Talking about Robin and the girl having the hotel receipt. She said she didn't have to admit the receipt was real. They could have said it was Photoshop and deny. How pathetic to try and convince us of the lies she was told. Sad. It's an insult to the audience.
Very sad. I mean, that's true too. I really thought that initially. I thought that would have been the excuse. Oh, it's not a real receipt, but she must have more. This woman, you never know. Exactly. I'm waiting for all the other women allegedly to come out.
I think they might. We got to see how this goes, but I think they might. Especially what she said was true about him kind of being like a predator. I could see them coming out. Thank you, Ty, for the super chat. Ty said Mia is the Potomac version of Kim Z. Exactly. Fake illness, surgery lips, being a mistress, living in a house she can't afford.
Damn.
Same thing.
When you think about it.
When you lay it out like that, Ty.
Yeah. So Sean said Karen took her spot. That's what it is with Sharice. She feels like Karen took her spot. Okay. That's why she
Giselle almost ruined her divorce. Remember, she was talking about the fireman and stuff, and Sharice was pissed because it was going to mess with her alimony. You have all the smoke for Karen, who hasn't defamed you publicly or anything, but your buddy with Giselle, to be her, what do you call that? The pawn in her big scheme.
Yeah. But I feel like people forgive Giselle. Just like Giselle, she confronted Karen in front of Ray and said that Mia said you were a prostitute, which it didn't seem like Mia said that. It seemed like Mia was making a joke, asking, are y'all saying she's a prostitute?
Yeah. Yes.
But what did y'all think? Do y'all think next season Karen will still communicate with Giselle and still kind of be like frenemies with Giselle? Or do you think she's done with her?
No, I'm not done with her. I think we would have gotten hints of her being done with her this season. They understand this show and the dynamics of the show and what the fans kind of want, some of the fans want to see. So they're not going to, they might continue to shade each other. And they will never be, close friends. But I don't think there's going to be an all-out war between Karen and Giselle, even though there should be, because they literally, her and Robin brought Sharice on the show to take her down.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's more so Candace that's going to be that way towards Giselle next season. But imagine, again, Candace, Wendy, and Karen, they all have more than enough reason to do that. And if they teamed up together to do that, oh my God, it would be incredible.
Yeah, it would be. So one of the final scenes, we see Mia take Karen to the side because Karen is kind of dismissing these rumors about blue eyes and doing whatever in the bathroom because it's coming from Sharice. She keeps saying, consider the source. So Mia takes Karen to the side. And I want to know if y'all think it was necessary when Mia took Karen to the side and was like, I've heard these rumors too. And it seems like she's naming names, like she's saying where the person works and who their best friend is. What did y'all think of Mia doing that to Karen?
TV. I thought it was at least nice that she took her to the side. It's TV though, so she had to.
You think she secured her spot for next season by doing that?
Yeah. And she was nice about it to not blurt it out in front of Ray either. She allowed Karen to tell him to excuse himself. So I give her points for that.
Yeah. What about you, Kim?
Anything? Because remember, these are supposed to be friends. At least her and me are supposed to be in at least a decent space. So for her to bring this to Karen, for what? What was the point in telling? Well, I hear that I've been hearing these rumors. Okay, they're rumors. How is this affecting your life?
No,
Right.
because it's not just Charisse, like Karen's thing up to here has always been it's Charisse, she's obsessed with me. But Mia's like, no. This is someone who doesn't even know Charisse saying the same thing about you, but with somebody else. So I thought it was a little juicy. It added some dynamic a bit to the tea.
I feel like Mia is going to need a friend at some point in time. Like, I don't think she should turn on Karen because I think at some point in time she's going to need a friend, and Karen is going to remember what she did.
No.
Karen, my word, said she gave us the finger and slapped her butt. Oh my God. Kim said Robin's storyline is complete I guess this means at the present.
At this point.
Okay. She's married her prize. We know she's not going to be honest about her situation. She gives nothing, she can go. If she doesn't get demoted, it's a problem on that show. She has to get demoted after what she did.
Even demoted is too good for her, though.
Her story's wrapped up.
It is.
What happened with Cynthia in RHOA? I mean, they did offer Cynthia a friend of contract. I don't know. Do you want to see her get a friend of contract?
No, not really.
No, because I remember me and Grace, it had to be almost going on 2 years ago now. But when we did that live, because it was coming out that there were rumors that Robin was kicked off the show. I forget the reason for the rumors, but we did it live and we're discussing it. And it did, the video was like a pretty big video. And then Robin came out and was like, I don't know why you guys listen to non-credible sources when it comes to the Real Housewives of Potomac. And I was offended. I was offended for myself on behalf of Grace. I was offended because I was like, I remember the source was somebody that Robin interviewed with. I want to say Behind the Velvet Rope podcast.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah, that was the source. And I was like, okay, all right. I feel like he's a pretty good source. Like, I make sure my sources are like, top tier if I can. And for her to say that people were listening to non-credible sources, I was offended. So yeah, I wouldn't mind if she was taken off the show. I wouldn't mind at all. I'm not into the Dixons. I'm not scared of Robin Dixon. I'm not scared of Juan Dixon. I'm not into them. Queen, thank you for the super chat. Queen said, if care is not taken quickly, RHOP is going to head down the drain, especially knowing that majority of these women fabricate stories as a storyline. Robin needs to go because she has no substance. Exactly. She has no substance. Like, it's like she has no voice. Like, fans, middle finger to Robin will be not watching season 8. Exactly. High five. Thank you for the super chat. Are you guys? So let me wrap it up. Mem said Charisse is mad because Bravo is paying her of every hue and not money. That also explains her confessionals this season. It's every hue beauty.
To the bed.
Notice on the recap, Chris isn't working.
Yeah.
I wanted to know about that because in the preview, he talked about losing clients because of these false allegations. So was the hotel a client that he lost because of this? Could be.
I want to see, maybe it's on the reunion.
Yeah.
We'll
have to wait and see.
I would like to know that.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, really, Candace, I love you guys. It's all love. What?
Yeah. You still don't get it? Even after that emotional moment between Chris and Candace, you still don't get
that. I loved the emotional moment to get with them together. But again, at the end, when she tells Giselle, when she tells Ashley and them that she loves them, they're independent Black women who tried to destroy your husband. Like, what are you talking about? Oh my God.
Yeah,
she wants what that's about.
Yeah. Bianca M, thank you for the super chat. She said, I love how Ashley has given us all these divorce details, but no official divorce. It's given he's divorced from the show, Ashley, and not reality, Ashley. He's divorced from the show. He's not going to do the show no more. Thank you, Tempest. Thank you. We appreciate the super chat. I think that, here's one more before we go. Lady T said, my husband, who doesn't know anything about the show, called Ray Johnny Lunch Meat when he saw him holding Karen's purse. I'm not familiar with that term, Johnny Lunch Meat, but
what's that mean?
Me neither. But it was such a cute scene of him holding his wife's purse.
Yeah. I think it's a word for, I can't think of the word, but like a man who kind of lets his wife run over him.
Oh.
Oh.
I mean, I've seen a lot of husbands hold their wife's purse before, so.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe combined with the whole rumor situation, maybe it's not a good look, but.
Thank you, Queen, for the super chat. She said, out of topic, but I screamed, thank you, Big Papa, while reading about Kenzie and her fake storylines. She had her kids screaming that too. That's why I didn't like. She had her kids screaming, thank you, Big Papa.
Oh
And that's a whole married man.
Big Papa.
Ty said, Chris is a bum, and all that he needed was an excuse to not work again. Watch your purse, Candace.
Ouch.
I thought we were loving Chris this season. Come on.
I think we were feeling Chris was innocent this season, but
Yeah.
that doesn't equate to loving him.
Okay.
Yeah. It's me, MK say, if Chris lost his job over this, I need him to sue. Woo, I hope that's on the reunion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
All right, you guys. Well, thank you for joining us today for our recap of the season finale of The Real Housewives of Potomac. I want to say the overall season, like altogether, I would probably give it a 6 altogether. There were some high points, but the fact that their real storylines didn't come out, as far as Giselle and Robin, I don't love that. So I would say for the whole season, I would give it a 6. What would y'all give the entire season?
Good question. I would say a 7. I like that it gave me the opportunity to look at people differently. You guys know I've hated Candace up until this season. This season I started liking her, and then like also being vindicated on Giselle, Robin, and Ashley. I haven't liked them ever either, and they're consistent in that. So I appreciated that as well.
This is not their best season.
No.
So I'm glad you asked this question on how we'd rate this season. And overall, I'm somewhere in between a 5 and a 7. So I'm probably thinking like a 6.5.
Yeah.
Maybe a 6. But because it wasn't their best season and they were pretty much exposed. The entire cast were exposed for their fake storyline. So to me, we understand in today's world of reality TV, it is heavily produced. There isn't really a show out there that is really giving you real situations.
Right.
You might get people giving you real situations in these different stories, but overall, it wasn't a great season for Real Housewives of Potomac, especially when you guys love to say they're that girl that's taking the crown from Atlanta. They haven't taken those ratings crown.
Whoa. Yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna see what Atlanta gives this season. Thank you, Simone. As Bravo needs to fire Robin, she's a fraud in my Nene voice. Yeah.
Starless
More like
Robin.
Starless in your Nene voice.
But I want to say the reunion. Are we skipping a week as far as the reunion airing?
Oh, I don't know. Did they say? I don't know. I didn't check.
Okay, we have to see. But this is a rotating panel, and so next week we will be on Kempire's channel. So you guys, make sure you tune in. Make sure you're subscribed to our friends of the channel. Both of their links are in the description box, and I'll make sure they're in the chat. But make sure you subscribe and support their channels as well. And we'll see you all next week.
No, it's the following week. They're saying because of the Super Bowl. That makes
That's
sense.
what I was thinking. Yeah, I couldn't think what it was. But okay, so it's the following week. Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye, guys.